He's doing his own thing. Okay. All right. So here's a couple things I want to point out to you, specifically for Arkansas. This is the breakdown of the counties on how the counties. Obviously, Mr. Trump won the 6 electoral votes, right? But you can actually break down how the counties voted, which I feel is really interesting. And I'm really surprised actually at this for some reason. If you had asked me where like the concentration of Democratic votes would have been, so I'm not surprised by Little Rock being blue, but I am surprised at Northwest Arkansas being red.
Which county are
So we're Washington County. But like you just said, it's very similar to the predictions where like do they lean Democrat or do they lean Republican? But this is light pink. So we're Washington County. Come on, you can do it. I clicked on you before. And it was like 55 to 46%. 50. So, and that's very close. Okay. 55% for Trump. Well, that they're not the only 2 candidates, right? Right. So there were so many different candidates to choose from that takes away the 100% from the 2. Does that make sense? Okay. So there you go.
Didn't have enough votes to start.
It would not have mattered anyway. Okay.
Kanye!
There you go.
Voted for him.
Oh my gosh. So 4,000 over a legit party here. Okay. Wow. The Green Party is an environmental party to help the environment. All right. Whoa, stop. Okay. So here, the U.S. Senate race. So Tom Cotton won that.
Yes.
So 66% to the Libertarian Party. Now, which is really interesting because I just want to point out there's no Democratic Party. So either Democrats voted Republican this time, or maybe the Democrats didn't vote at all, or the Democrats voted for the Libertarian Party.
Liberals?
No, that's not what it means. Okay, liberal is not a political party. Okay.
They like gay people and they like guns.
All right, let's see. We didn't have a governor's race. There was only one person voting for or running for representative, so they got it.
Who was it?
It was a U.S. It was Republican. Now here are the issues, the 3 that were actually on the ballot. Okay. So the first one was continuing the sales tax for the roads, and it won by 55%. Okay, like it got 55% of the vote. That's like barely over the majority. Okay.
Didn't the other option be like, don't do it, but you have to repay it in later years?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why.
The bond issue, but we'd have to pay for it anyway at some point.
Yeah.
So the second issue is the term limits, and they 55% voted for changing it. Okay, so from straight 16 years to 12 years, and if they can come back after a break, which I don't know if that's a big deal or not.
Wait, you know how many people voted this year?
They're not. The highest turnout. It has been the highest turnout, but they don't have the exact numbers, so they haven't counted all the ballots yet. So I'm sure in the next couple of weeks we'll find out. But yeah, it is a record number of people voting. The last issue, Arkansas issue 3. No, Arkansas issue 3 to amend the process to change the Constitution of Arkansas. Was voted against, which I'm personally grateful for because it shortened the time that the citizens of Arkansas could actually try to change the law. Whereas now we still have the same process, which allows us a longer period of time to be able to change the law. The lawyers, I think, or the lawmakers wanted to shorten it, and that actually takes away our ability to participate. So I thought that was actually really good. Okay. So then, of course, just like we said, these are the swing states. We do know what Florida decided to do. So they went
That is
Republican. Okay. So, but it doesn't show, it just says what the electors got. It doesn't show how close it was. Actually, I think you can click on and find out. Yeah.
Florida. I'm gonna call Florida.
All right. So I just want to look at this. Look at this, y'all.
Only by
He barely got a majority. Okay. Barely got it. That's significant. Okay.
That's awesome because if I would have got that, this election would probably.
So that means if these people weren't running, no, if there weren't other parties out there running, those votes potentially could have gone to Mr. Biden or to Mr. Trump. But I mean, I don't know how they would have voted otherwise. So it's interesting. It's
No one voted for the Don Blankenship.
yeah, 3,000, almost 4,000
It says 0%.
of the total. So it's not very significant. Pardon?
What's the point of voting for that guy?
Don Blankenship?
Don Blankenship.
It's the Constitution Party?
0.0%. Wait, that was just 0.0%.
Of the total? I mean, there is a percentage, but it's not a tenth of a percentage. It's less than that. So, yeah.
Must feel real bad.
Wait.
All right. So do you want to see what the 8th grade did?
Yes.
Okay. So the 8th graders,
That was probably Trump by a landslide. So.
it was pretty decisive. Yeah.
It was
Like what, 95%?
No, it wasn't that.
96?
No.
76.
I voted for Howie Mandel.
76?
Almost 77% of the 8th graders that voted, which were how many? 56 out of 86. That's a pretty good voter turnout. Some people just didn't do it or didn't want to do
Man,
it.
that surprised me how many people voted Democrat.
Though
Cotton blew it out
Joseph?
by a
His name is
landslide.
Yeah, Joseph.
Steve Womack, doesn't surprise me.
So here's where it gets sketchy because you may not have actually looked at who these people are. So
I just picked the ones that said Republican Party.
yeah, but these aren't Republican or Democrats. So
I was like, oh, girl.
I just wanted to
Hey,
say.
you're 10 of them.
okay.
I didn't want to be sensitive.
Oh, you picked.
So look at this, look at this. It was 50-50.
Where? Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
So of course the Republican,
Woohoo! Landslide.
well he's the only one running.
Dude, that got won by a landslide.
So here are the issues. 66% voted for the continuation, which was more than what the actual citizens voted. And then for the term limits, the majority voted for, which is actually very close to what the Arkansans voted. Excuse me. And then here voted for changing and then against changing, which is very similar to what Arkansans
So,
voted
against
as well.
what? Just keep
Yeah,
the
so
Constitution
we've
how it
got
is.
pretty-
to keep the process of changing it. Yes. Okay.
I think keeping it's good.
So my next question would be, we'll put it back on here.
Yeah, our next question is who did you vote
Yes. My question to you is, why do you want to know who I voted for?
for? Because
I'm
it's just
curious.
really interesting and I just want to see.
I don't know. I just want to know. I don't know.
Honestly,
Hold on. I would like you for not yelling at me. Loxon, why?
I was just gonna say, I'm like, just wondering, like, who you voted for.
Curious?
honestly,
Caden?
because I can't really tell like
Are you a Republican?
if you're a Biden supporter, if you're not, like. I really
Okay,
don't
so
know.
so here's my next question. Who do you think I voted? Raise your hand if you think I voted for Biden. Okay.
I think you voted for. I'm sorry.
She
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
like
I'm sorry.
Biden.
Who? Raise your hand if you think I voted for Mr. Trump.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Who do you think? Raise your hand if you think I voted third party.
Third party.
yeah,
third
probably.
You voted for
I didn't know you could vote for. I'm sorry.
I don't
I
know.
forgot about third
You
party.
voted for
All right.
Biden. You said you told us you usually go third party, right?
No, my leanings are toward Republican. Okay,
Oh, crap.
but I did not vote for Trump, and I did not vote for Biden.
Third party.
I voted for an independent party.
Which one?
Did you vote for Kanye?
Does it matter?
Wait, you told us. You told us.
I did. I just told you I voted third party.
I thought you said you usually vote independent. So you
It is an independent. It was an independent party.
Third
Okay.
party also. Sometimes.
Do you want to know why, or do you just leave it at that?
Yeah,
I wanna know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
You don't like either one of them?
Actually, cosplaying.
Why was it?
So
Third party? Jackson, shut up.
I tend to lean more Republican based on their platform. Okay. However, the Republicans picked a person that I believe did not necessarily represent what I believe. Okay. And a lot of people tried to persuade Republicans who did not want to vote for Trump based on platform alone. And I don't think you can separate the leader of the country from the political platform that they are supposed to represent. Because if they're supposed to represent in a certain fashion and then they are hypocritical about it, then I feel like the Republicans may have picked someone that actually reversed what their values are in a certain way.
I think Trump
Okay.
needs to keep his mouth shut.
So
Honestly.
personality and character does make a difference to me. I don't feel that Mr. Biden and the Democratic Party has a lot of what my values are necessarily. But I feel like he had more character than Mr. Trump does.
I can tell you took a long
So-
time to think about this.
Absolutely. And it's
As
my
you
responsibility and duty to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Uh,
just go, oh,
And
I vote
as I grow older, and experience more, and my beliefs are more solid, then I'm going to definitely hold my standards up to the people who are running.
Very nice.
Do you think if Biden loses, do you think he'll even be able to run next year
Run?
for president?
I don't think he would.
Not next year, but
Like in the 4 years, if he does win, I seriously doubt that he will run again.
because do you think he'll die?
Shut up.
I think he'll die.
I don't think he actually wanted to run in the first place, to be quite honest with you.
You think he's doing it for Kamala Harris?
Jackson,
I'm
shut
sorry,
up.
I think he saw this as a need to have stiff competition against Mr. Trump because a lot of the other candidates weren't as experienced. I mean, he was the vice president. Not that he had the same duties as the president, but he's more familiar with it and would be able to know what to do once he was in office. Now, as far as Kamala Harris, I see that as a really big stepping point for her.
She's
And-
inexperienced.
Well, at some point you have to gain experience somewhere. So to have her exposure for her to be on the political scale, I think we might see her again if Mr. Biden doesn't win. To be honest, I think
she'll
he'll see.
try to go for president next year.
Maybe.
Not yet.
In 4 years.
Election.
In
Well,
4
you
years.
know what I mean.
Okay. What else? What other comments or observations about this whole entire process do you have?
Who do you think's gonna win?
To be quite honest, I do not know. No.
It's definitely gonna be close.
It's gonna be.
Oh,
Because-
absolutely, it's going to be close.
Because
So
I think Trump was the
if
popular
Trump
vote.
gets Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania,
If he
is
gets
that even gonna be
Pennsylvania,
enough for
Michigan,
him to
you win.
win?
I mean, there's so many different possibilities or scenarios. It's too difficult to
If he
predict.
gets North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania, yeah.
No,
Or even Michigan.
yeah. Okay.
I
so
really
he
do
just
think
needs to get those
Pennsylvania is
states.
going to be probably the key there. Davey.
Why did Biden supporters get Trump candidacy?
I don't know. I haven't experienced that. I haven't seen that, so I can't answer that
Why do
question.
what?
Why did Biden support Trump supporters?
So,
It's just the two
that's
parties
not-
clashing.
yeah.
Different beliefs.
so you can say you probably can probably find Trump supporters who do the same thing to Biden supporters. So.
Literally all of Southern America. I said rough.
All right, if that's all.
Free time.